Hey guys, got another project today. We're going to dive into this one a little bit. It is a Toro proline. It's the model, I think it's 30111. 30111. It's a 1987 model. This thing still runs. Bought it, a couple other machines. I bought it and a parts machine that came with it. I've already poked around a little bit. This thing runs and drives. It has a sidewall that's blown out on this tire. I can air it up, but within 12 hours or so it goes flat again. So I will need a new tire. Probably need two because that's the same wheel off the other mower, and it has a blown out sidewall as well. The issue with this one, pretty sure the guy I bought him off of bought him at an auction hoping they were going to be a quick, easy fix. And he had one that was running, so he's like, oh, it's a steal. But the PTO switch doesn't engage. And I think he threw the other one away. But I have this PTO switch, which he said he took off the other machine. And it has no reaction when I do it. But it also looks like there's been some wiring hacks here before. Pretty sure it's going to be the same wire fed right back up there. Come on. Okay. So it goes somewhere. Can't find any wiring schematics for the thing. Toro is really restrictive with their material and their books and stuff. I had to sign up for a account just to be able to look up some of the stuff. I think I might be leaking some gas. What do you guys think? See that puddle down there? Thought it was going to be oil, but looks like it might be gas. How much is still in here? Probably not. Oh, you can see a little bit of flash, so there's something in there, but that'll be on the list. It is definitely over full on oil, so see if that's leaking into it. It just smells burnt, doesn't smell like gas, so. But it's definitely over full on oil. The deck's seen better days. It's definitely been painted over a couple times. Painted over all the stickers and stuff, but for being 36 years old, 35 years old, however old, 30 something years old, I mean, it's still stood up and it's great. I won't lie, I probably need to get two new tires because look, that one's pretty bald and it's probably multiple years old. Oh no. Let's see, what is that? C3017? Don't know how to read date codes on tires, but if you know what that means, let me know. It runs and drives, transmission works, forward and reverse. The brakes work. Probably needs some adjustment. It looks like the arm on that side's got a bend to it. I don't know if they adjusted them wrong or what, but so it's got opportunities, needs a little bit of love. I could go through a full restoration on it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Ooh, what's this one? This will be for the mower deck model, I guess. Didn't even see that before. Let's hit it with some brake clean so we can get the paint come off of there. The Toro company, made in North Carolina. I don't know if it says anything else. We'll see. But yeah, Pretty excited to dive into this one. I think the first thing will just be that electrical wiring, because the motor starts up and runs. So I'll do that real quick for you so you can hear it. Need to adjust the throttle a little bit. I wonder why it doesn't work. Real good connection there, buddy. Oh well. Aside from that, I'm pretty happy with all the results of it. It works, it runs. Just need to get the blade figured out, PTO figured out. Definitely use some cleanup. But I mean, this thing was built like a tank, and it shows. Looks like it's got some surface left on it. And those wires just come down right there. Got a little protective sheeting on them, so we'll see. I'm gonna dive into some of the wiring, see if any of that might be the cause, and see what it might take to bring it back to life, and then we'll just give her a cleanup and a refresh. I think it's a cool little machine. This is one of those ones I wanted years ago when I wanted to run my own business, mowing lawns. And I dove into this one just a little bit. They'd already pulled some pieces off of it. They had two pull strings torn apart. The one on the other mower is a new pull string, recoil and everything. So I took this one apart, and did I tighten it? I don't know if I didn't tighten it. So piston moves, but no compression, so you already know it's going to be a valve. But the yeah, right there, that looks like the intake valve, because it's on the top side and exhaust would be on the bottom side. So the intake valve stuck open, and you can see I gave it a little bit of a persuasion to try to move, and it felt like I was hitting a solid piece of steel, so I didn't try to go too hard. But it might be internal, we'll see. But that's something to dive into on another one. I want to get the first one up that's mostly running, put it back together, and then just see what we got to do. Wiring's going to be fun, because the yellow's off on this one too. It's not connected to anything, so who knows what that's supposed to touch. But we'll see. Bringing things back to life is always fun, so this will be the next one, and we'll be diving into it here real shortly. So I was not a fan of their wiring, so let's see if I can go and just put some butt connectors on these. They're probably using the wrong size anyway. don't look any bigger than 16 or 18 gauge. So I would be using the red if I was them. Those are good. Now this guy, yeah, gas is coming from the bowl. Also up here, so whole gas line needs addressed. 16. Got those. I got a piece up here. So I have these two. That's between those, and then I don't know necessarily what this thing is. Maybe a capacitor. I don't know what the wiring was before I got here, but I do know it's on these two. All right, so switch is off right now. What was going between these two? All right. These leads are not near as nice as my others. All right, no continuity. Flip the switch on. Make some multimeter without a magnet. All right, that part worked. Wish I knew what this piece was. I need to get up on the books and look it over. All right, so we got the yellow, which still not sure what that's supposed to go to. This thing, which kind of looks like it's supposed to be mounted here, or maybe up here, I don't know. Looks like it's supposed to be mounted somewhere. And these two. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got enough room to go up there, so I guess it's there. I wonder if that has to ground for it to work or not. Fire it up, and we'll check one way, and then we'll check another way. See what it'll do. Garage doors open today. Yeah, so this needs to be grounded to the body, so I'll need to bolt it on there somewhere. The rest of the wiring appears to be good, so That yellow needed to be grounded somewhere apparently. And then those other two just needed a little bit of love. That yellow needs some patching as well. It's got a piece that's worn through. But that's the majority of it. I got to figure out the leaking oil and the throttle control because it is rough. Really smoky, and I can't throttle it up very high, so. That's step one though, just getting the electrical figured out, so. So I was just had it running a second ago and was starting to try to adjust it, but it looks like it's firing back through the intake, through the carb. So that might be some valve adjustment that might need to happen, which on these is not real easy to do, but I still want to play with the carb a little bit, and I'll bring you along. Definitely doesn't like being under load. I'm curious if there is more to the throttle linkage than what I have here. I just have the link between the governor and the throttle. I don't have a spring there. There's a spring underneath. Let's see if you can see that down there. I don't know if you can see that. There is a spring down there. It's not. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's got its own little home back there. But I'm curious, A, if it's connected to the right spot. B, if it's a little worn out. Me and governor springs, gotta love them. But I'm gonna dive onto the internet and see if I can find some reading material on this carb. And well, we're gonna poke around at this just a little bit tonight. Kind of want to check out the blades a little bit, listen to the bearings a little bit. Alright. You can hear that, right? It's not just me. That is the one with the drive on it, so it has two pulleys, so a little bit more weight. They both feel kind of chunky, so let's see if we can do it with the little boy. Didn't even pop us. that stuff smells awful. Here we go. Oh, that smells adorable. This one comes out nice and easy. Almost looks like the grease is separated. Where it's got oil in it, I don't know. I mean, it's leaking out over here. Alright. So that is to create proper spacing. So this should come off of this. Yeah, this one definitely smells like it's cooked the heck out of this grease. It smells awful. Alright, well, that's what they're supposed to look like. They're mostly clean. There's a little bit more strings on there, but basically a spacer that the bearing is pressed in on this side, and then the spindle rides in here. It's just supposed to be riding right up in here. Oh, I can already tell you. This top one is 100% toast. I guess get it from overhead view, and I don't know. I don't think that's supposed to be oblong shape like that. Man, not even my phone wants to focus. Here we go. Yeah. So that one is toast for sure. If I can get them, I'll go ahead and get these broken apart tomorrow, clean them up, and get them ready for new bearings and grease. I will probably, if everything works out and they do have them and all that, probably get those cleaned up, tape those up, and then I'm going to start restoring the deck a little bit while I wait on everything else. Really just needs a paint job. Bend some pieces back because there's a couple over here. I mean, I don't have the grass catcher or anything, but we can at least have them ready in case, you know, somebody buys it that has that or wants to buy it. That looks like it needs to go around. Might do a little bit of touch-up weld up here and over here because it's starting to fail, but I mean, all in all, for being 36 years old, 35 years old, this thing still looks really freaking good. Like, look at this bearing compared to this one. So, yeah, definitely need at least one, but I mean, if I can get them and they're not crazy, I just want to go ahead and do them all, get this one ready to go. Hello, boys and girls. We're gonna dive back into this thing for a little bit. I got some new bearing sets for it. Figure if I'm going to replace one, might as well replace both, make sure they're both good to go. Kind of looking at these like, might just be nice just to pull them out. Kind of curious about that. I haven't dove too far into them, but I'm going to take this cover off, but it looks like if I pull those, I'm curious if that's two pieces or if that's just the bottom end of the housing. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out, right? Oh yeah, that one's got the seal in it. That one, I guess it had a seal. Part of it broke off. I better put some gloves on before I get covered in this goo. There's little sections of rust, but it's not like it's rusted through anywhere yet. I guess we'll find out when I hit it with the wire wheel though. First guess, 15 mil. 14 go on there? 14's an even better fit. Well, let's see what happens when we take these off. Take them off, not round them off. Let's see, where's my hammer? Turn this back well, I'm gonna bet you I can't get a bite on that. The head's spinning. Alright, let's see if that does anything for us. Don't roll away, I need you. Alrighty. I kind of think that's cool. Because I want to be able to redo the whole deck, but I didn't want the chance of getting a bunch of rust and crap in the bearings. But they're not even connected to the deck. I might be able to do that without the worry. Alright, well, let's see. Alright, and that is the oil seal. Huh. little pieces of metal in there. It's not going to be fun. Alright, that's those. Up here where you can see it. That top section. Right there. So watch as I spin it. It's like a big gouge in it right there. From where things were riding on the wrong side. There we go. So yeah, that one pretty rough. Yeah, I can feel those sections. Arrgh. I need this. This will probably make this a lot easier. Alright, feels like it's in the wood now, so yep. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean this guy up. There's a couple sections in here where it's got some spurs in it. And then maybe my punch was making some noise on the edge. We'll clean that up. I don't know what we're going to do about the gouge. We might just leave it and see what happens and just install this in a different orientation. So that would have been, because the axial force would have been towards it, so if we put it away from it, yeah, it sounds like a plan, right? Alright. Alright, well, I'll probably do this one more time, take that one all the way off. That is 2 seals, 2 bearings, 2 bearing races, all ready to go. So I just need to duplicate that, and then the deck will be all alone and be ready to be cleaned up. And clean those up, give those a little bit of a rejuvenation, and then we'll put those back together afterwards. And then the deck will go through and we'll give it a little bit of love. We'll try to pry it back straight in the places it's been up. Doesn't look like it needs too much. There's a little hooey right here in this corner. Corner by the discharge has been a little bit, and then the cover on top's got a little bit of bend to it. Maybe a little bit right here, maybe just a little bit, but nothing crazy. They built things to last back then, man. I'm pretty impressed overall. Ready to get her cleaned up, put back together, and brought back to life. I wish they'd make things cool like this anymore. There we go. Got him. Alright, well, we're going to hang it out here and clean these up a little bit. See what we can do with just the drill, and if we need the air tools, we'll break out the air tools, but we'll just get started on them. You can see, but so yeah, see how they're kind of wallered out from when I took them out. I think when I go to reinstall it, I'm just going to flip it over. Any of those that are kind of proud, you can kind of see it on a couple of those. They just sit a little bit proud where they were disformed, kind of mushroomed out. I'll probably hit those with a flat disc or something, but when I go to install it, I'll install it this way up, so when I put the bolts in, they have a full square to catch on. Killed it. Oh no, did I? Nope, good to go. Oops. So yeah, it's not going to sound much better this time, but I think we got the worst of the rust cleaned off. I'm going to get these hit with the flat disc tomorrow just to take off that little edge right there. We'll probably do the outdoor edge or outside edge of them as well, just to clean those up. But we'll hit everything with some black paint tomorrow, because pretty sure these were originally black, and then they got red overspray when they did the pour cleanup paint job. Sorry, there's a Fireworks Association testing or training or something going on, and we live very close to the fairgrounds where it's happening, and it's been non-stop tonight. Just snap, crackle, pop, just like that. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. All night long. But yeah. I guess we'll go ahead and get these boys cleaned up for tomorrow. Get the bearings put back in and rebuild the spindles for them. And then we'll move on to the next step, which will probably be cleaning up the deck. But it's gonna be little by little. This is gonna be kind of a long project because every time I get into something new, I find a new part I need and have to wait 10 days on it. I'm still waiting on the tires. They're supposed to be here 2 days ago. And pretty sure they're either gonna end up canceling them or telling me they never shipped and giving me a refund. Not sure which yet. But I'm already 2 days past when they were supposed to be here, and they're like, oh, your delivery's been delayed. Cough, cough. If they're not here by tomorrow, get a refund. Haha. So we'll see how that goes. But tonight, we're calling her done. I'll bring you back tomorrow. We'll just hit them with some spray can paint and get that process going. Alright, so I think you can see there, I think I finally got that bearing race down where it's supposed to be. I had it almost there earlier and then realized I had nowhere to hit the old bearing race out because I had them the concave side towards the concave side. So they were basically a perfect lip. So I would have had no way to get the other one out, so I had to drive them both out and then flip the top race over. So now I need to flip it, get this race out. We'll flip it again, do the other side, and then I'll hit everything with some brake clean. We'll grease up the bearings, install those, put the seals in, and then we'll tape everything up and do the painting. Then we'll go and reinstall everything with the spindles and such, which they're gonna need some love. But that's okay, they can get some love. We'll give everything a little bit of love. But yeah, I'm gonna get this one beat out. I'd put you up and let you watch, but you'll just fall over again, so I'm gonna stop that. All right, well that one went a lot smoother now that I know what I'm doing. That one's down and it is touching the snap ring. So that's where that one was seated. So this one's ready to go. A little bit of grime up there. We'll hit it all with brake clean before we put it together. But all right, finally got the bearing races installed. Got them put all in there. Got a towel on each side to keep overspray and such out of them. I'm not even going to worry about the ends, but I want to get the bases cleaned up and painted. So we're going to hit them with some do these since they're basically hidden with the basic semi-gloss Rust-Oleum rattle paint. I can tell you just by looking at these which one was on which spindle. One spindle got really hot and one spindle didn't. I don't know if you can tell the difference there. One got really hot, so one was a slightly different color there. Yeah, you can tell. These guys are basically all good. One good coat of paint. They look nice. Those will sit to the side until we need them, which will probably be next week when I can get to the deck. I'm trying to do tonight, let's get these bearings put back together before I can put them in. Need to pack them up, which is going to be great. Alright. Now it's time for the grease seal. Sir. That's pretty much it. So I'll bring you over so you can kind of look at it. So with that spacer in there, riding on the other bearing, it's going to hit basically that next lip of the other race. So yeah, these are the right bearings, right kit, right everything. So just need to get her back together. Oh no. What'd I do? You're trying to fall forward. Alright, you can still see. Alright, let's get this other bearing packed. This guy put back together. Oh, hi Sophie. Did you need to go potty? You better watch out, girl. You're gonna get all greasy and Mom will not be happy. She'll get mad at me. It's not going any further, so that's where that's going to be. So we got that one rebuilt and ready to go. Look real good once we get everything cleaned up. Bearing, spindle assembly, Uno, ready to go. We'll set you up here so you don't get dirt. It's nice and windy tonight. Alright. That's ready to go there as well. Make sure these match. Both look to be the same depth. Both got their bearings in on the back side. Clean paint job, ready to go. Next week, hopefully it'll be the deck will be my project. Because the deck, I don't think I need to order anything except for the tensioning pulley. Let me see if I can show you that. So this is the arm for the tensioner, and this is the tensioner pulley. You can hear that's pretty growly, so we'll probably just go ahead and get that redone, but that mounts on this hole, and there's a spring back here that hooks onto a spot on the deck, and it keeps tension on the drive pulley. But it's going to need a little bit of love to clean up, and that pulley's got to go. It will not be long for the life, so those are on my agenda. But I'm going to get those ordered this week and hopefully have them here in time for next week's video. It's going to be a slow process, but we'll get through it and we'll make this thing a nice working machine again. Let's go check on these pulleys and see what they look like. I might have to hit them again. They're mostly dry. It's been an hour or so. Let's hit them one more time. How much you can see of that, but those teeth in there look a little chewed. I put it on the spindle earlier and I couldn't get it to spin, so I think they're okay, but I wonder if that's because that one pulley had the bearing had basically eaten away and it was giving it that lateral pull, or that sideways pull, yeah, lateral, and it tore itself up, and that might be why those teeth look like that, because those look pretty uniform all the way around. And those look like some of them have been almost smushed over. So we'll see. We'll see if we can unsmush them or if they're gonna work that way or what's up. Well, guys, I wanted to say thanks for hanging out for this part. I got at least one more, maybe 2 parts for this mower. Next, focus on getting the deck put back together, getting it stripped, painted, welding up any of the repairs that need welded up on it. I'm just trying to get the deck right. I'll probably put the tires on this week, that way I can make it mobile and can move it around, and then we'll see how we go about the rest of it. I want to do the frame and the underside where like the transmission and everything is. I want to clean all that up, make sure it's got a good coat of paint, no rust, anything like that. And then I have a carb on order. I was gonna get just a carb kit, but for $10 more I can get the whole carb, and it comes with all the pieces, and if the carb has issues I can swap all the little intricate pieces from the new one to the old one, make it work. I'll combine it however I need to, but I've had pretty good luck with these off-brand carbs, so I'm gonna definitely try with that. I have that spring for the governor, the one between the governor and the carb that goes on the linkage. So I think I have the majority of what I need, or will have it this week to get it put back together, but we'll see how far I get. The deck will probably be, I don't know, half-hour worth of video content, but I think it'll be really cool to put it back together, have it with a nice coat of paint. I could buy the new decals for it, but all the decals, it was like $100 something just for the decals. Maybe I'll see if I can get some off-brand ones that are close in price, but I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I feel like the spindle rebuild was definitely a need, at least for the drive side. I did check on the pulley spindle. So the part with the 2 pulleys on it, that is not a part that is in production anymore, and I can't find a aftermarket anywhere. I could potentially try YouTube, or not YouTube, eBay, that's the one. Try eBay and see if I can find one, but I'm not feeling too confident in that, so we're gonna make do with what we got. I couldn't get it to spin when it was on the spindle. Like, it was locked, but it was wobbly, so it had a little bit of give, and if I can get one that's properly fit for it, I would prefer to do that. But again, it's going to be one of those, I got to find the right source for it, find one that's off an old machine, whatever I got to do. I might try the other machine and see if that one's in better shape. That might be what I do, but I'm getting there. It's getting closer. I feel pretty good about the overall process. So I just want to thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let me know what you want to see more content of. Do you prefer the restoration type stuff, or you just want me to find out if I can get it running and get it back to life? Don't really care about making it look good. Just kind of where you guys see it, where you guys like it, and we'll go from there. But that's all I got for this week. It'll probably be a couple weeks till I get the next one out. This last week at work really kicked my butt. I didn't get to do any more work on it this week, so it'll probably be another week or 2 before I get another video out. Like I said, it's a slow process, but I'm trying to bring it back, and I appreciate you guys for hanging out and watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.